hello, and thank you for tuning in. Uh, Today, I want to talk to you about the fact that feminism is basically a joke, and those who claim to be feminist, for the most part, are absolute jokes and hypocrites, right? I'm not even going to try to qualify it, right? Because it is what it is. So let's look at this. We're going to compare the percentage of workers in various career fields, right? So just so you can see, this is this is coming from like what? I think it says careersmart.org.uk. But don't worry, we're gonna come back to some that will be based or should be based in the United States of America as well. But this trend is not going to change much globally because men and women are pretty much the same globally as far as their strengths and weaknesses, physical capabilities, etc., etc. So let's get to it. You see here the highest proportion of females, right? Whether this is in the UK or in Europe or somewhere, or it's just general, you know it's going to be true in the United States for the most part as well. 97.78% of all of the people in this field are women. What is that? Nursery nurses and assistants. So to get this straight, you love to tell men, and I think this is such a joke because I know that white women, and again, I have to say these colors, human beings are not crayons, right? But for simplicity, these white women, especially in the United States, have tricked and bamboozled black women into joining them and saying how they don't need black men or they don't need men in general. And it is an absolute joke, right? How is it that you don't want to be homemakers, but the first thing you run and do is that you dominate being nursery nurses and assistants? So you gonna nurse somebody else's child, or you gonna go outside the house to nurse somebody else's child instead of nursing yours at home, right? Well, I guess you need a paycheck for that too. All right, so this is crazy, right? Let's keep going. But over here, it says the highest total female workforce, right? Care workers and home carers. So instead of being a homemaker at home, a job you thought you were not getting paid for, but you were, you just weren't getting paid a set salary per hour, right? But you were getting paid with a complete family that was intact, where the children had fathers and mothers, and the men and women were not at each other's throats because they were working together instead of trying to prove, mostly women trying to prove how they don't need men. You can't make this stuff up. So you want to go outside the home, but you still a care worker and doing home care. That means you're caring in somebody else's house. It's absolute hypocrisy. You just refuse to stay home and take care of yours because you don't want to quote unquote depend on a man. Let's keep going. Uh, Highest proportion of males. Now look at this, 99.19%. So damn near 100% of the people in this field, whether it's the UK or not, and you know it's going to be the same in the United States, give or take a percentage point or two, is males. What is this? Vehicle technicians, mechanics, and electricians. Hold on for a minute. So all of you white women, and then you silly black women who join in with her, right? You already suffered slavery over here. You already have gone through Jim Crow. Your household was broken up by the war on drugs, right? And mass incarceration. And now, instead of trying to rebuild your homes, you want to join her pretending that you don't need men. Well, I'm going to show you how much you need men. Every time your car breaks down, you need one of these men to be the vehicle technician to fix your brakes, right? Whether you got drum brakes or brake pads. Some of you even need men to put in the damn headlight, right? Or a new bulb. I'm not making fun because, you know, some of them can be more difficult than others, but you need men to even change your damn headlights or tail lights, right? You definitely need them to work on your engine or your transmission, but you need them to even change your oil, right? Yeah, when I was a young man that first got my first car, I started changing my oil just because I wanted to know how to do it, right? So yeah, I like to change my own oil and filter and air filter. The air filter real simple, at least on that car. So how many of you women, white women or black women in the United States just want to change your own oil for fun? Right? No, you don't. You don't want to do it. But you don't need men. Get the hell out of here. No, you just don't want to respect the man that you with, and you wonder why he doesn't respect you anymore. That's why he don't want to marry you. That's why he don't want to have a family with you. Because you want to disrespect him while even nature and statistical facts show that you do need men. Mechanics. So when something goes wrong with your car or truck or SUV, who you gonna call to fix it? Right? You ain't gonna call your damn best friend Becky. You ain't gonna call Rochelle or Keisha to fix your damn car. You calling a man. Whether he's a shade tree mechanic, whether he's your uncle, whether he's your brother, or whether you're going to pay a mechanic at a shop, it's mostly gonna be a man fixing your vehicle. Electricians, all the wiring in your home. And check this out, at your job too. I want you to go punch that clock somewhere that doesn't have electricity. I want you to go work and do your nursery and nursery assistant jobs or your care workers and home care jobs at a place that has no electricity. So even at your job, you need men to make the electricity work there. You need men to make the electricity work in your house where you live. And you need men to make the electricity work in your car, which links right back to vehicle technicians and vehicle mechanics. You can't get from point A to B, whether you're going to school, work, or home, or something in between, or you're going on vacation, without men doing what men do. And yet you idiot women today, not all of you, because I know some of you still have your head on, right? If you are a sister, right? If you are a woman in this United States, or anywhere for that matter, who still realizes that you do need men, and that also men will appreciate you for respecting them and have no problem doing things for you, then this message is not for you, right? I'm talking to these stupid feminists who think they know every damn thing and don't need men for anything. So I wish men would stop donating to the sperm bank and stop having sex with any woman that you know is a feminist, or never date her, never marry her, never have sex with her, don't do anything with her as soon as you find out she's a feminist at all. And tell her to fix her own damn brakes, fix her own transmission, fix her own engine, build her car. Because most of the people on the assembly line manufacturing the cars is going to be men too, although some of them might be women. But if all the men leave, the plant is going to shut down. And we're going to see how much. Don't even get to aircraft mechanics. Oh, don't waste my time. I've got a flight to catch. Well, your ass ain't gonna catch a flight unless men make sure the engines, the multiple engines on those jets work, right? And also, let's see, sales and retail assistants. That's the highest total male workforce according to this stat. All right, so let's look at some of these other jobs. Yeah, because I'm not in a rush. We're gonna delve into this a little bit because I'm tired of this feminist crap. It is complete and utter BS. So we already looked at vehicle technicians, mechanics, and electricians. So you got a few women that work in there. Look, 1,564 women, but you got 191,704 men, according to this stat, right? Which is probably in the UK somewhere. Carpenters and joiners, 2,488 women. I bet it's not even that much in the United States, though it might be. But you got 239,783 men. So you women don't want to build your damn house. You don't want to frame it. You don't want to put up the walls. You definitely don't want to pour the concrete slab or foundation. You definitely don't want to build the basement underneath the house if you have a basement, right? You don't want to hang the doors. You don't want to put on all the door hardware. Some of you might do a little painting, right? Because you like the colors. You want to change this room to pink, this one to baby blue. Like, men don't give a damn about any of that for the most part. We really don't care. Because we know when you're trying to sell a house, all of these weird ass, very specific colors lowers the sale value. Let's continue. Carpenters and joiners, okay. Electricians and electrical fitters. Again, male dominated. Show me anything you can do, especially those of you who talk for a living, who like to run your damn mouth on YouTube as if you've built your own platform. And I'm trying to tell you, unless you own YouTube or you're a majority shareholder in YouTube, it is not your platform. At best, it is a sub platform. So don't get too arrogant and brag about what you own, because you don't. But you can't even come to YouTube unless you got some electricity. YouTube itself can't operate unless it has electricity. Well, this stat say you got 4,077 women working in that field and 232,026 men. So who do you think is responsible for you being able to get on the internet right now and say or do any damn thing? Right? But you don't need men. The very equipment that you drive or use to talk on, right, for your daily life necessities, men have to build that. This is insane. So men, stop putting up with this damn disrespect. If you find out she a feminist, don't marry her, don't date her, don't have sex with her, don't do anything for her, because she thinks she doesn't need you. So if she doesn't need you, then let her ass do all of these things for herself. And she say, well, I'm the one that can have children. Not if he don't give you his sperm. Not if he doesn't donate to the sperm bank. You can't. You say you a queen or a goddess and you so damn powerful, then create some children by yourself without men's sperm or without having sex with a man. I'll wait. You ain't no damn Virgin Mary. And a lot of people don't even believe that that's correct, that they think that was injected by the Catholic Church. Nonetheless, whether it happened or not, you ain't the Virgin Mary. It ain't happening for you. Next, plumbers and heating and ventilation engineers. We know it's hot outside right now. Almost anywhere you live in the United States. For sure, it's going to be hot outside. That means you're going to need HVAC. Heating, ventilation, air conditioning. And there's another part, refrigeration. So actually it's HVAC/R. You also need to run water in your sink. So some of you women that don't want to cook for your man, try cooking without water. Try washing your dishes without water. You can't wash them by hand or use the dishwasher without a plumber, because you need water. That's a man. And then you need the electrician to make it where your dishwasher even turns on. Or so you can have light in your kitchen while you cook and clean. But you don't need a damn man. And a lot of times men make some of the best chefs anyway at the restaurant. Men can actually cook for themselves. So we don't need you for that, just to be honest. But some of you got such a damn attitude, you don't even want to cook for the man. Wow. I'm just really looking at this. Men literally do every damn thing in this world that matters except give birth to children, and you still need our help for that. And have the nerve to be super damn independent, talking about some pay gap and income inequality. The pay gap is a myth. It is a lie. The reason men make more money in certain instances is because we do all the damn work that you don't want to do or are unable to do, or just don't enjoy, or it's too dangerous, too heavy, whatever the reason or excuse is. And that's fine if you're a feminine woman or a virtuous woman who actually loves and appreciates men. You see, it's perfectly fine. I don't want our women to all of a sudden have to become mechanics and electricians. I don't want all of our women to suddenly have to become carpenters, right? Because I've done a lot of this work before, and I know what it's like. You don't want our women and sisters and daughters and nieces and all of that have to do all this type of damn work every day. But what you also don't want is them to run their damn mouths to their husbands or to their fiancés, which they'll probably never have. You ain't got to worry about getting married. As soon as you run your damn mouth like this, unless he's a weak man that's going to let you walk all over him, you ain't got to worry about being a wife or a fiancé. You might be a fiancé, but that's all you're going to be. Matter of fact, I might make a new song about that. Forever fiancé, go ahead and keep the ring. You might be engaged, but you'll never ever marry. Forever fiancé. Let's keep going. Mobile machine drivers and operatives. All right, still mostly men. Forklift truck drivers, still mostly men. Uh, if it wasn't for forklift drivers, these warehouses that we all like to shop from, like Amazon, or like where they store car parts and auto parts, they depend heavily on forklift drivers. So you wouldn't have that either. Large goods vehicle drivers, still dominated by men. Elementary construction occupations. All right, so basically construction again. Glaziers, window fabricators, and fitters. So the windows of your house, most of those was installed and created by men. I haven't created windows, but I have installed windows before in new homes, in church buildings, right? Never was there women on the job site with me, ever. The closest thing I ever seen women doing on a construction site was what we call mudding and taping. And that's when you covering up the nail holes and screw holes in the sheetrock so that you can smooth it out before you start applying the paint. But anyway, let's see. Floorers and wall tilers. Again, mostly men laying the tile on the floor and on the wall. That is a fact. Electrical and electronic trades. So I think you're getting the picture. Construction and building trades. Whether it's the building you live in at home in your house, or an apartment, or an office that you work at, or a hospital, or a school, or a clinic, or a nursing home, or an assisted living, wherever you work at, ladies, men are the ones who built that for the most part. And some of you are such feminist idiots, you still gonna try to look at the fact that some women have helped. Do you think if all the men had said, you know what, we're tired of being insulted, we tired of this BS, and for the last 30 years, men just totally quit all of these fields, do you think the women would have kept these industries going? Or you think your ass would be living in tents outside by now, or dilapidated houses? I'm telling you that the latter is true. The latter is true. If men just said we ain't building nothing, we ain't fixing nothing, we ain't remodeling nothing, we done, you don't want to respect us, everybody ass is gonna get it how they live. If when the electricity cuts off, if you don't know how to cut it back on at the state or city level, at the power plant or whatever, it's gonna stay off. A lot of people's ass would be in the dark right now. And speaking of that, what about Maui in Hawaii right now? Burned up. Now I know it's a lot of fraudulent things potentially happen down there. People trying to do land grabs because that's what these rich, greedy bastards do. Try to steal land from people while they're going through an emergency disaster, and I think that's sick and disgusting. However, let's pretend that they just want to rebuild the place and let the people who already live there return to their homes, right? Who is more likely to rebuild that city after it has been burned to a crisp? A bunch of women, a bunch of strong feminist ass women, or you gonna need some men to go there and rebuild that city and turn the electricity back on, etc., etc. Right? We already know the answer to that. Who you think rebuilt New Orleans, Louisiana after Hurricane Katrina? Who you think did most of the rebuilding anywhere where a disaster has happened? But you don't need men. No, you don't need men after we build the whole world and turn the power on and make it cushy and comfortable. And then you get these jobs that's built on top of the platforms and things we built and have the nerve to say you don't need us. Get the hell out of here. Taxi and cab drivers. I'm actually slightly shocked at that one. I'm not totally shocked because they're just driving a cab. And although it says 10,980 women do it in this region where this is talking about, there's 224,758 men. So you can barely catch a cab unless there's a man driving. Painters and decorators, still mostly men. Train and tram drivers. You live in New York and want to catch the train, who's going to be driving that? Because I know that's what it is in this area, wherever this side is coming from. Metal machine setters and setter operators, mostly men. Hospital porters, mostly men. Electrical engineers. Now you're getting into those who design the electrical system for your computers or your vehicles or even electrical systems in your homes, depending on how modern and contemporary it is. Mechanical engineers, they build and design damn near everything. Now you have women that do that as well, but it's still mostly men. And it's not because you've been oppressed, it's because you don't want to naturally do this type of work. Stop pretending to be oppressed. You women are not oppressed. Nobody said when you went to college that it's against the law for you to major in electrical engineering. Nobody said it's against the law for you to major in mechanical engineering. You didn't choose that major because you didn't want to. That's why it's more men in it. IT engineers, same thing. Refuse and salvage occupations, same thing. See? Precision instrument makers and repairers. Precision instruments, that could be like surgical instruments they use in the operating room. It could be precision instruments that you need when you measuring something down to a micrometer. You understand? Or a millimeter, whatever the case may be. Production managers and directors in mining and energy, still mostly dominated by men. Metal working machine operatives, mostly men. Van drivers. You got a good amount of women in that one, in this region, but it's still mostly men. So I think you get the point. Look, window cleaners, that is still mostly men. I guess so when you clean the windows on skyscrapers, huh? Where somebody might be afraid of heights, afraid they might fall off and die. So you have men up on these high-rise buildings on these damn lifts and cranes and scaffolds, risking their damn life just to clean windows. Wow. Don't even get to those who building bridges and things. That's kind of related to mechanical engineering, but that's also civil engineering, right? And even if a woman helps to design the bridge, how likely is she going to be the one to build the bridge across that river or across that lake? See? So you do need men. And all of you fake feminist hypocrites saying that you don't, you're a damn liar and you need to shut the hell up. But here's how you can convince me and everybody else on earth. Here you go, civil engineers. Got a good amount of women, it's still mostly men in this region, right? So if you want to convince me that you women don't need men, I want to see all these numbers switch. I want so many women to go into all these hard-ass, difficult occupations that even though you have this many men doing it, that you start doubling our numbers or even tripling our numbers. Because we're more than tripling you. We're like quadrupling and quintupling or sextupling the numbers on you. You start doing all this for yourself without any help from us, then I'll believe that you don't need us. Until then, miss me with that BS and shut the hell up. Information technology and telecommunications directors, still dominated by men. That's bringing you online right there. IT, information technology, that's for all of you to like to run your mouth online and then pretend you don't need men just because you got a damn camera or a microphone. It's insane. And the camera and the microphone is running off the electricity that a man had to run to your house or to your studio or to your office. Can't make this stuff up. Now, let me find something else that might be coming from the United States, just in case y'all want to pretend this don't affect y'all in the United States. Zippia.com is more likely to be United States, as if women in other parts of the world are different. None of you want to do these hard-ass jobs, but especially you in the United States. But women in general do not want to do these hard-ass jobs that men do. But yet you over here want to pretend like there's a damn pay gap. You think you being a damn receptionist answering the phone should get paid the same as a man that's providing the electricity that runs to the phone, that runs to the intercom? Man, get the hell out of here. But for the women that do these jobs though, because there are some women who work in construction, though they be few. I even know a woman who works, she's learning about how to be an electrician right now. She actually enjoys it. So you know what I said to her? That's all good. And guess what? When she gets paid, she gonna get paid just as much as a man who runs electrical wires. Because there is no pay gap. That's a myth. If you women want to get the same money as men, start doing these hard ass jobs that we do, risking your life and health, and see on your pay go up. But if you don't want to take that risk, then be thankful that there are men to do it for you. Get paid however you can. Respect men if you want to get a husband, and respect him after you marry him. Don't just trap him into marrying you, getting pregnant so you can take him for alimony and child support and all of that bullshit, right? Like many of you do, and then try to bitch and complain that the world is against you, woe is me. That day is over. And that's the reason why you got these passport bros. And that's not just black men. The white man was doing it first. What a lot of you idiots don't know. The white man was getting his passport first. But as soon as black men do it, now it's a problem. No, they're tired of your shit. That's the problem. Oh, let's see here. Men labor force. Oh, that's not what we want. We want to see the actual types of jobs. Here we go. So let's look at women-dominated industries. Now this is talking about the United States, because it says making them the most women-dominated industries in the U.S. So let's see if you women in the U.S. are any different. You go into education and health services. Let me break that down. You want to be a teacher, and you're dealing with children. You're teaching children at school, but you got a problem being a homemaker and raising your children at home. You can't make this up. Health services. You're going to be nurses or CNAs. Some of you will be doctors too, obviously, right? And that's good, right? I'm definitely not knocking that. So if the educational system is failing our children, though, just make sure you don't blame men, since the majority of teachers is women. If the majority of teachers are women and these boys are graduating and can barely read and can't do math, who was failing them at the school? Then if all the men start teaching, then you're going to complain because there's too many cracks and potholes in the street. Cracks in the bridge, you're scared to cross over the river. So you can't have it both ways. So if you're the teachers, then it's 74.8%, according to this graph, your fault if the children are dumb as hell and ain't learning nothing. You go from kindergarten through 12th grade, and you got black boys graduating that can barely damn read. I'm not kidding you. Totally inarticulate, right? I mean, my goodness. Nobody's saying we all have to sound like Poindexter or Einstein, but we do need to know how to read, write, and do math. Other services, okay, we don't know what that is. Financial activities, 52.6. Leisure and hospitality. You don't see hardly anything in there that's going to put them in harm's way like men, do you? It's always going to be something that's more cushy. But guess what? That's okay. It's okay for women to choose these jobs. But what's not okay is for the women that choose these jobs to bitch and complain that these jobs don't pay as much as the jobs men do, where men are literally risking their lives and limbs for you. What else? Which industries employ the smallest percentage of women? Let's see. Construction and mining employ the smallest percentage of women. And yes, this is the United States this time. Only 10.3% of workers in the construction industry and 15.8% of those in the mining industry are women. Look at that. In industries with the least women, construction, right, mining, transportation and utilities, agriculture, and manufacturing. So let me break this down. If you ever study economics, you will understand that wealth is created in the manufacturing sector. And that's as far as I'm going to take it. Because I'm not going to say anything else, because then I would need to be paid for what I'm saying. I don't need anybody who hates the truth to benefit financially from my words. So I'm going to stop right there. Manufacturing is where you make stuff. So that is where wealth is created, not consumption. Healthcare, even though it's important, is consumption. Nurses, doctors, CNAs, all of you, you use stuff. Stuff is made down here. And yet you only make up 29.4% of that. So that means men make everything else. And I bet the stuff you make in there is still nothing heavy duty where it's got heavy lifting. Still not. And then agriculture. You can't eat without agriculture. That's mostly men. So damn near every product that you use And every piece of food that you complain about cooking, if you're a feminist, for your man, men have to farm it and make it grow. You can't make this stuff up. And then construction, the nice, beautiful home you live in that you're either thankful for or complaining about, men had to build that. You don't want to be a homemaker? Well, I got news for you. You're not. The homemakers are the men, because these construction workers and manufacturers are the ones that made all of the metal and the components and parts that go into your home, and then men put it together. So actually, men are homemakers because we literally make the home you living in. We build it from the ground. You just come in and pick the damn furniture, and you don't always buy it. A lot of times the man buy that, right? You might decide what color to change the color of the wall, what pictures to hang on the wall, right? But you can't pick furniture and what color should go on the wall if you're standing outside on some damn dirt with no walls around you. So men make the home, you just finish making it. Maybe we should start calling women home finishers. Then they'll feel a little bit better, since they don't like the term homemakers, which is an insult to women who are homemakers. Because a woman who actually is a homemaker, I should probably do a separate video about that. A virtuous woman, a feminine woman who is actually a homemaker, has a very important job. It is not to be laughed at. The reason our children are so damn stupid today, out here shooting and killing each other or acting a fool in the streets, is because they are being raised or taught by everybody but their father and mother. And if the father is out working and the mother is out working, who the hell is going to teach the children? That's why you got a bunch of idiots literally taking over cities, like in Oakland and like in Chicago, where people are afraid to even live and go shopping. Why? Because both parents out working, now the children are left to be fools by themselves. So real homemakers, virtuous women, have very important jobs. How dare you insult them because they actually want to do something that God created them to do? So just keep pretending you happy while you single, right? But when your ass turns 40 and 50, then you on YouTube bitching and complaining that no man wants to date your ass. Hell no. I wouldn't date you either. Because you got an effed up attitude, right? Now, share of workers who are women. Preschool and kindergarten teachers, 98.7% of them are women. This is the United States, and I think this is from the year 2022. Well, so you go to school and teach somebody else's babies, because preschool and kindergarten is basically babies, right? Babies and little children. But you loathe or hate the idea of being at home teaching your own. See, the teaching has to begin at home. The teacher can't do all of it. See how stupid this is? Okay, dental hygienist. Now that's great. That's important. We definitely need dental hygiene, right? So I respect for that. But you know what? If your mother was at home with you as a homemaker, and that was her full-time job, I think she'll be able to teach you to keep your mouth and teeth clean too. What you think? She has time then to tell you, make sure you brush your teeth and floss and use the proper type of mouthwash. You understand? Make sure you eat food that is good for your teeth. Wow. Speech language pathologists, all right? There's also an important area. But again, if a mother was at home talking to her babies and little children, do you think that's going to hurt or help their ability to speak the English language or to speak whatever language she's teaching them? Right? Talking to that child and having FaceTime face to face with them, teaching them words directly in person, in addition to what they were learning at school. You think those children are going to have better speech patterns or worse? Dental assistants, that goes right along with dental hygiene. Same thing. If people knew how to take care of their teeth at home already, from childhood, you would have way less cavities, way less gum issues, at least those that are preventable, right? We're talking about hygiene. We're not talking about teeth crowding or traumatic injuries to the mouth that knock out teeth or something. We're talking about basic dental hygiene. Why the hell can't we learn that at home? Oh, I know why. because the fathers and the mothers are busy, and the mother wants to compete with the father and close a non-existent wage gap, and the children are being left to raise themselves. Then when they grow up as idiots, then you want to say there's no father in the home. You can't make this shit up. Medical records and health information technicians. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. This type of stuff pisses me off because I see the problem so plainly. Women are the problem. If women want to be men, what role should the man move to? If men were genetically and naturally inclined to be providers, and you got stupid women talking about we can provide for ourselves, we don't need that. So what the hell role should he move to? There's only two roles, men and women, fathers and mothers. The only role outside of that is a child. So maybe that's why you saying some of these men acting like children. Maybe that's your damn fault too. There's no role that a man can fill other than being a man. There's no role that a father can fill other than being a father. So you either help him do that or stop bitching and complaining when your household falls to the ground and your family is in shambles. Facts. What jobs have the lowest rates of women? Brick mason. I wonder why. Block mason and stone mason jobs have the lowest rates of women. But I bet most of y'all want some bricks on your house, don't you? Because the bricks are way more durable than that vinyl siding or that damn plastic siding that blows off every time you have a strong wind, right? Well, the big bad wolf comes to huff and puff and blow your damn house down. That's why you want men to lay bricks, and you need them to lay blocks at the foundation that you can't even see. There's blocks in most of the foundations of these buildings that you don't even see, right? Stone mason. That's when you have the fancy looking stones on the sides of buildings and houses, not necessarily bricks, but they look nice and pretty, don't they? Men have to do that type of work. Only 0.7% of workers in these occupations are women. It's about the same for drywall installers. That's your sheetrock. That's your walls. That's the literal walls of your house. You know where you plug in your outlet for your hair dryer? That outlet is sitting on top of drywall, or what we also call sheetrock. Men have to install that. Ceiling tile installers, same thing. And iron and steel workers, right? Which a lot of times will be in these tall buildings and skyscrapers, so on and so forth. All right, so I think we get the picture. Look, bus and truck mechanics. You can't even catch the bus to school as a child or catch the bus to work as an adult unless men work on these buses as mechanics. Truck mechanics, all of these 18-wheelers that deliver products to the warehouse so that they can then be delivered to your house, or you can come shop. Not just the truck drivers, but the diesel engine specialists, the mechanics that work on it. Most of those are men. Yeah, I know this might be getting redundant, huh? You know why I'm still going on like this? Because it's that redundant with you dumbass feminist women telling the lie that you don't need men. So I'm going through this long ass list to show you how stupid it is. Every part of your life that you enjoy and need, not want, you need. Men provide all of that shit. All of it. The nerve of you to run your damn mouth. And yes, white men and black men do these jobs. So shut the hell up. Electrical power line installers and repairers. Every time there's a storm that knocks out the power in your neighborhood or your city, only 1.6% of the people who help with that are women. That means 98.4% of the people who do that are men. So if your power is on right now and you're able to watch this video, even if it's pissing you off, you need to thank God for these men. Because if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't even have an opportunity to like or be offended by any videos, because your ass would be in the dark unless the sun is shining outside. Wow. Operating engineers and other construction equipment operators, men. So you women, you see it's beneath 1% or barely over 1% your participation. Logging workers. Now some of you probably so stupid you don't even know why logging is important. So I'm going to break it down to you. I'm going to give you this game for free. You know why? Because I know you're never going to go into this industry and make the money, even though I'm telling you how to do it now. But you know what? I ain't going to tell you everything because I might accidentally help somebody who hates men. But logging is very important. Damn near everything you use that is made of wood, it has to be logged by lumberjacks from the forest, right? So while some of you complaining about climate change and destruction of rainforest and all that, I bet your ass sit down at a wood dining room table, won't you? See? I bet you like some nice furniture. You like some nice bedposts that are wooden, don't you? In your bedroom, you like some nice oak and hickory or whatever other type of furniture in your bedroom and in your dining room and in your living room. Men have to create that too, and it starts from the forest, and it goes through several processes. And yes, I know what it's like to work in logging, literally taking the trees down out of the forest and then making a path through the forest so people can walk or drive through there, right? I didn't do a whole lot of that, but I did some of it, right? So I'm familiar with logging. I'm familiar with construction. I'm familiar with drywall, brick masonry, steel working. Every time I did this work or was doing a different type of work alongside these workers, these were men, right? Now I've done construction with wood and with metal, but steel work is not the same as metal framing. They sound the same, but they're different. But I know what all of this stuff is, and I can tell you firsthand that every time I was out there, it was 100% men. So I probably had to go to some other states or whatever to see where the women was working in it. Except for like one time, you had a man and his girlfriend or somebody who was mudding and taping together, right? It was a couple, right? A man and his woman, and they were mudding and taping the drywall together. So I hope this can give some of you a new appreciation for the men in the United States and all the work that we do, that you do need every day, whether you married, engaged, single, or a baby that don't even know is helping you, right? Male or female. We all need this work to be done. So be thankful that men are doing most of that work. Stop complaining like there's a wage gap, because I'm showing you, if you want to get the money that men get, come and do all the things that men do. If you don't want to do that, stay in your womanly place, be feminine, respect men, and men will continue to do this for you, and they'll even marry you and buy some stuff for you too, if they can afford it, and they will be able to. They will be able to. You understand? But if you want to keep running your damn mouth like an idiotic feminist, then get ready to do all this stuff for yourself. Pray that men don't find out who you are, so that when you call them to your house to fix your electrical problem, he said, no, I need you to call a woman because you hate men. Have a good day.